I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get to see those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I feel.
We're starting off strong. Look at that. Not too bad. First 10 questions of respiratory. Hello and welcome to another vlog. I am trying to get what I plan to get done before I leave. Anki got done in bed. This is a very realistic vlog. I was like, should I move into the office and then do a time lapse of me doing Anki? No, because what I actually do every once in a while is do Anki in bed. And then I did my 10 AMBOSS questions, and then I just moved into the room because Sketchy does not load on my iPad. What is up with that? But Sketchy Micro is freaking genius. Like, it's just so genius. I just watched one video and it's just so genius. Like, they brought in a symbol from when I was learning about bacillus anthrax. And they're like, oh, we're going to put the symbols and then you can try to guess what the toxic factors are or whatever. And I'm like, oh, a bow tie, ribosylation. I obviously can't pronounce any of this, but anyway, genius. So I watched one video. The goal was 3 to 5. So I'm like slightly behind. I started slightly late, like at 5:30. But, you know, that's pretty good, getting my Anki questions in 1 out of 3 videos done. So I'm just trying, like, what I'm trying to avoid is like step studying bleeding into my entire day to where it feels like I'm doing step 24/7 every second of the day, eat, sleep, wake up, step, like kind of thing. It's like, okay, no, like we have a 2.5 hour block in the morning. You wake up, you use that 2.5 hour block for step studying. Outside of that block, we're not step studying. So like today wasn't perfect. It's not going to be ideally like that, or won't end up being like that, but only 2 more sketchy videos is not that bad. So hopefully this evening I can like find breaks at the hospital or maybe during lunch do 2 more videos. So like when I come home, I don't think about step. That would be ideal. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbing, unsuspend the cards for the video I just watched, and then I gotta like pack my crap and like get out of here and head to the hospital for cardiology, interventional cardiology. Okay, new cards done. 7:14. I gotta go.
I said I needed you, but baby, that was never true. And it's not personal, it's everything you put me through. I was so tangled, but I'm finding my way out of the puzzle. And baby, maybe you're a little tangled too.
$11:54 and we're back home already. Got there at 8:15, met the fellow. It was her first day at the VA, so, and then the attending was like out in the afternoon, so we watched like 2 stress tests where both the patients like weren't able to do the treadmill, so they gave them a drug that like simulates exercise instead of doing the actual exercise. And it took 4 minutes. We watched the 2 patients. We went up. She talked about echoes, like bedside ultrasound versus like the more detailed echo reading, getting the pictures of the heart and measurements and seeing how it pumps, how the blood flows, like looking for regurg, all the stuff. And then I went home. And well, I went to the library, got a laptop because my laptop stopped working a year ago and I've been using George's Mac. Yeah. And then he took it to Seattle, so now I have no laptop and I'm trying really hard not to like buy it right now because I just spent the same amount of money of what I would have spent on the laptop for my ticket to Australia. So, and like I can rent this 2 weeks and just keep re-renting them. So like why spend the money right now? I can push it off. I don't need it since I'm able to rent it. I'm gonna unpack all my crap from the day, eat some lunch, get to work. Got a list of like random school stuff. Like obviously I have a few sketchy videos to watch, but then like I need to like just see if I can do the next part in this group project that we have. I need to call the badging office to get like my name changed because now my driver's license is in the mail. I need to schedule a TB test because I think it expired, and like random stuff that I need to make sure I'm keeping on top of just because I'm trying to be like more organized in like every aspect of my life, not just like, okay, I'm doing great studying, but like missing deadlines for like clinical requirements and like all that stuff. I want to be 100% like on top of things. I actually getting things done. I just read it. I have the workbook that I'm working through, and then on the way before I started driving, I actually started listening to The Second Brain, and that's really good. So like that's like the vibes I'm going for as far as organizing my life. Anyway, let's go get some food. We're settled, and I wanted to show you meal prep for the week. You can follow on Instagram. I've actually been filming every Sunday when I meal prep, but this is a protein pasta, Bansa protein pasta. It's supposed to be angel hair, but they never have it in stock in my store. It has like, I kind of wung it. Like Brooke made this when I was in Maryland, and it was delicious, so I think I did it like wrong. She didn't text me back soon enough to know, like she just gave me like the recipe, not the directions. But there's like cream, protein pasta, mushrooms, bell pepper. The chicken I cooked in the air fryer and it turned out really good, and it's really good. And I snuck in some spinach. And then you saw the muffins this morning. Those were protein muffins too. This really good dip that I got for snack. I'm like, I'm probably not going to eat these carrots. Like I always get carrots and then I never eat them. But this dip is actually making me eat them because it's so good. Also, put a bunch of fruit in containers. So on the way home, I was munching on raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. So meal prep is 12 out of 10 this week. And now I'm gonna watch some sketchy.
Under the heat, I'm half awake. I've been hung up on yesterday. Woke up at noon, I'm in a daze. We'll keep on pushing anyways. I don't know where I'm going. 2 days, one big commotion. I'm being carried by the wake.
We're gonna try and have an intentional evening. First off, I've been dying to like do more hair masks, hair stuff for it to grow. I've done hours of TikTok research and I still don't really know. I just need one clear thing to do and just stick to, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna do this mask because Ma's like, I bought all these masks and I never do them, so I'm gonna do that. And then, holy fucking moly, one thing I need to stop doing is doing brand content super late and super last minute. It has got to stop. So I looked at my to-do list when I got home and I'm like, okay, what is going to like actually matter to do tonight versus like what literally does not matter to do tonight. And what matters is getting the brand real done, or the details for it and like planning it. If I do that, my whole week will be significantly less stressful. And the rest of the stuff just don't matter. I'm going to try to get that done tonight. I already started it before I left, and I was filming clips before I left and stuff. I also deleted the Instagram off my phone, which I felt like is helpful because I've been really bad at scrolling lately. Well, I'll check in the morning and let you know how that goes, and probably turn my phone off for a few hours in the morning and make sure I'm really productive and I don't scroll and all that good stuff. Just trying to be better with my time. Hello, it's Wednesday morning. I wanted to just give you an update. It'll be way more fun to vlog tomorrow because I have interventional cardiology, which is what I thought I had Monday, but that was actually echo. Yesterday I rearranged my office, got this L thing going on, and I don't have a plugin to actually use that, but eventually I will. And then I was able to take my 8 practice questions for the midterm, and I got 3 out of 8 wrong, but one was like a stupid, like, oh yeah, duh, like I knew that. So I'm gonna say 2 out of 8 wrong, and I feel confident that like I'm not going to look at our lecture slides. I'm just going to, Friday, my study day for our midterm, will be reviewing the stuff for step 1 because I really want to master strokes. Like neuro is so hard and it would just be really satisfying to master. And there's some cards that come up and I just quickly go through them and I need to like dissect them and like review strokes and just like know it better. I really want to master it. So that's going to be my like midterm studying. It's really step studying, but it will help me on the midterm because like one of the questions I got wrong was like a localized lesion. They had like right side motor stuff, and yeah, anyway, it was actually kind of dumb. I just assumed that like since speech was messed up that they had like a Broca's or Wernicke's aphasia, but they said trouble speaking. They didn't explain like word salad or speech is not fluent. So that was like a little. And their point was trouble speaking is motor. Like if the right side of your whole body, the motor is messed up, then obviously you're going to have trouble speaking. So I was like, I guess I just quickly was like, oh, Broca has to be left side stroke. They could have just not. I don't know. Maybe I just need to think about it sooner instead of just being like, speech, left side. Like, okay, fine, sure. Motor would mess up your speech. It's not Broca's or Wernicke's, so it can be on the right side. I'll do a bunch of neuro Friday. And tomorrow's cardiology, so that'll be fun. And now it is, I did a bit of work first when I woke up, like in bed. That's kind of a theme. Sometimes when it's hard to wake up, I just do work on my phone until I'm like awake enough to get up. And now I'm going to try to get Anki done before I leave, and then that would be a beautiful start to my Wednesday, which is going to be a sucky Wednesday, which is also why I shouldn't vlog, because I'm in a bad mood on Wednesdays because we have lecture from 8 to 5 and it's stupid, and all I do is plug in my headphones and don't listen, and I do my own stuff studying, and I'm always in such a bad mood. I go to the gym at 6:30 and go to the lifting, and he asks me how my day is, and I'm like, I hate Wednesdays. Okay, gotta do Anki, see you tomorrow.
So comfortable, and no one seems to hold me like you do. You're so wonderful. A star could never shine as bright as you. Even the dark days still see light. Even the birds still sing at night. Every word just comes out right when I'm with you, with you.
Alright, hoping for a fun day. I just got to the VA and I'm gonna go find the fellow that I'm working with for today. I'm hoping for fun procedures, good teaching, out by 11. That'd be just the perfect day.
I feel so lucky I met you, and I still can't believe that I get.
Well, there was a fellow that came in around 11 and swooped in and saved the day. They were about to do this around 11. They're about to start this case of a patient that had peripheral artery disease or / acute limb ischemia. So they're going to potentially maybe place a stent, but they were going to go in through like the femoral vein and do something, but like it would have taken a few hours, and like there's a fellow when an attending, I wouldn't have scrubbed in and I would have just kind of been sitting in the corner for a while. So I'm really thankful that he was like, all right, so I'll leave it up to you if you want to go. And if it were me, I would go. And he did some teaching before that, and he's like, hopefully you'll learn some stuff. And we reviewed. So he walked through. So for peripheral artery disease, you first do ankle brachial index. If that is like less than 0.9 of that ratio, so the systolic, like if you know blood pressure, systolic and diastolic, your arm, that's systolic, well, it's your ankle. So this, you take a blood pressure of this, or maybe it's somewhere in your leg. The systolic number is the top of the ratio that they're looking for. And then the systolic number of your arm blood pressure is the bottom. So top, this number divided by this number is the ABI. If that's less than 0.9, that's abnormal. Then he taught me that we were looking at the reports, and he's like, why is this leg pressure 240? Like, why would that be so high? And basically what he told me was that like the middle layer of the muscle, so there's 3 layers, intima, media, and we'll come back to that. But in the middle layer, you can get calcifications. And so if it's really calcified and hard, then trying to get that blood pressure, it doesn't work. And so beside that number, it said like in C, or C, something about like not calculated or calcified or something. So basically the ABI now becomes not a reliable thing to determine if they have to do an intervention for this peripheral artery disease. So then the next step is duplex sonography. So ultrasound to the leg to look at it and look at blood flow and velocity and see if there's like a place in the vein where the vein gets super, like a hose, and if you stepped on it, cardiologists love the analogy of hoses, by the way. So think of a hose. If you stepped on it, that's like the artery. They're looking for places where it's like keek instead of like pew. And then if they find those like kinks in the hose, then they go in and intervene. I don't know what they are doing. I think they just go to, I don't know what they're doing if they don't do a stent, but they go in whatever they see, if it's really bad, I guess, then they place a stent. But the one fellow was like, yeah, like he'll probably get a stent, but like you never like assume. So I don't really know what that first part is. I should have asked. But so yeah, I learned some. He like whipped through that. He showed me the duplex sonography, and talked about like those teaching points. He's like, all right, if you want to go home. I was like, this is beautiful. Oh my god, the med school gods. Also, last night I was so happy. We got out of lecture early enough for me to go to the 5:15 class on a Wednesday, which is beautiful because, like I said, I'm a bitch on Wednesdays because I hate our lectures and I'm always in the worst mood. And I'm so mad. There's always fun workouts on Wednesdays and I can never go, but yesterday I was able to go. You're probably never going to see me cooking in vlogs because I've been meal prepping on Sundays. And so all I got to do is heat it up. And then I like making my little stuff into a burrito. Anyway, so I thought today would be a little more interesting to show, but you know, we got some teaching in. I taught you guys what I learned, so that's cool. And maybe we'll just see what next week is. I'm in urgent care from 2 to 7 p.m. I guess all week or something. Going to Seattle this weekend, midterm tomorrow. Lots of fun stuff. Hopefully you enjoy this vlog. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow along on Instagram, and can't wait to see you in the next one. Oh.
See those eyes for more than tonight. Swear you must have fell from the sky, and I